Hey guys, as you all know, I'm a big UFC fan, so I really enjoyed making this video. It was a video that was made during stream. We had the one and only James Krause join us to give us his UFC picks for fighting, who was going to win, and also for you guys on the betting side, who he thinks his best bets are. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you enjoy all the content we're dropping here on Karl Towns Live, hit the sub button. And as always, hit the bell to stay notified when new videos drop. And we got a bunch of cool new content coming your way, so definitely be notified for that. Follow me on all my socials. And as always, peace and love. See you in the next video. Hello?
What up, James?
James,
Yo,
what's
yo.
good? What's up, James?
Yeah.
What's cracking?
What up, baby? Ladies and gentlemen, we got James here, one of the most best UFC minds you could think of. I wanted to ask him for this big UFC weekend, what does he think about these fights? Because I think we all...
Watching.
We're all gonna be watching in a different way or one way or another. So I want to know what you're thinking, especially from a man who's as well versed in this field as you.
Yeah. So are we? You just want to run down the main card or what?
What you want? Main card, prelims? What you pick?
You call it. This is your show. Let's just run through the main card. Let's do the main card. Let's. I want to start right away because I feel like everyone is talking about it. But Charles versus Justin. Who you got? Yeah, so I guess the first thing that we need to talk about is we need to talk about are we looking at this from a standpoint of who I think is going to win? Or are we looking at this from a betting standpoint? How are we approaching this?
Chat, what you thinking? What you thinking? A betting standpoint or a fighting standpoint? Because I know for me, everyone said right away, betting. Oh God. All right, so what about this? I would personally, for me as a fight fan who is not betting, I would like to hear you from both standpoints if you don't mind.
Let's do that then. Okay, so the main event here, Justin versus Charles. From a betting standpoint, I feel like this is a fairly easy fight to bet on.
Easy, you say?
Yeah, from a betting standpoint.
Okay.
And remember, from a betting standpoint, you're not necessarily trying to pick who's I don't want to say you don't have to win. This is a really easy fight for me, actually. Depending on what your props are, there's a couple ways you can play this. Anytime that I break down a fight, and it's so much easier to do it this way too, is you look at method of victory, right? So you're a pretty big fight fan, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so you tell me, what are if Justin Gaethje wins, I tell you on Monday morning, I say Justin Gaethje wins, and you would tell me, okay, he won like this. How would you say?
One hit power, knocked him
Perfect.
out cold, standing up.
You're exactly right. And if I said, okay, Charles Oliveira wins, you would say probably how?
Submission, or just took all the rounds. He just kept going out there and getting his range, staying away from trouble.
Yeah, I would agree with your first pick in the sense of the submission. So this one's pretty easy because both of those are at plus money right now. Gaethje by knockout, I think, is 250. I could be wrong. And maybe you guys, I don't know if you guys can pull up the odds for me.
I got you right here. We have it right here. Charles is minus 170. Gaethje is plus 150.
If you go by props, if you go by knockout props, I'm pretty sure Gaethje would be plus 250.
Yeah. For strictly knockout, let me look it up real quick. I think it is at plus 250.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even know where you find those odds at.
Yeah, no worries. But it's an easy fight to play in my opinion because if you look at Charles by sub, I think you're gonna get plus money on both. Is the point I'm trying to make. So if you get plus money on both, then we all agree that the likelihood of this fight going to decision is very, very slim. I think playing plus money on Charles by sub and Gaethje by knockout is the way to go. And it's pretty much a hedge. Charles is probably going to be somewhere close to even money. So if Charles subs him, it's no problem. You probably don't make much, if any. But if Justin knocks him out, you're going to get some good money off that. Let's just say it's plus 250. You're going to get 2.5 to 1 odds on that, right? So for me, that's a no-brainer. I'm going to play both of those, and then I'm going to hope Justin knocks him out just because that's where the value is. It doesn't really matter what I think is going to happen. If I can get plus money on both sides, obviously there is a chance that...
Chat your wallet.
you know what I mean? There's a chance it goes to decision. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I think I don't see it going to decision. One of them got to go.
Yeah, agreed. completely agree with you. So for me, if I can get plus money on both sides, like it's win-win. You're not going to lose there.
So let me ask you this: now that we've done with the betting side and you've given your betting expertise, now from your fighting expertise, who you have winning?
Yeah, I'm actually. I think Justin Gaethje's going to win every second of this fight until he's not. If that makes any sense, like. If he wins, I think he's going to dominate. I don't think there's going to be any close calls or anything like that. But if Charles gets a hold of him, gets him on the ground, or gets his back standing, I think it's going to be bad news. Like, if Charles gets him down one time, I think he's going to cut through Gaethje, like, bop, 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 bop. I don't think it's going to be close.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think this is even the best fight of the night?
The best fight? No. I don't think this is going to be a good fight at all.
Okay.
I don't think this is going to be like a back-and-forth fight at all. I think it's going to be Gaethje's going to be winning this fight until he's not. Now that may be 30 seconds in, it may be 20 minutes in. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I think this is going to be one-way traffic for Gaethje until it's not, in my opinion. I could be way wrong.
So I have people in chat, they're saying, I don't know. They said, yes, we're sleeping on Charles.
No, I'm not sleeping on him. He's good. I mean, he could very well. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he can't win this fight. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think he's gonna sit there and trade with Justin. He would be an idiot.
It wouldn't be smart. It would be as surprising as Usman Kamaru standing with Jorge Masvidal for the one time.
I think it would even be more dumb. I think there's going to be a big discrepancy, and Charles could prove me wrong here. I think Gaethje and Chandler are very comparable, and he knocked out Chandler, but he was in some big trouble. And once again, the same story in that fight. He was losing every second of that fight until he wasn't, right? Once the tide turns, the tide turned, and the fight was over. So I'd see that fight playing out very similar here.
Someone said in chat, they said this is a stylistic nightmare for Charles. Do you agree with that?
I would agree with that. Yeah, it's a very, very difficult fight for Charles. Gaethje. So the thing about Poirier that I look at, he's a southpaw, and Charles is right-handed. So that's what we call an open stance, where it's like they create like a horse. Their legs do, yeah. So it's a lot easier to take the back of somebody standing in an open stance, to where Gaethje has a very, very squared stance. His feet aren't even really bladed. They're just he just kind of squares you up, which makes it a lot harder to take him down. His takedown defense is really good. But like I said, we could be on Monday and this whole chat could be calling me a bunch of idiots, but I think Justin's going to be winning the entirety of this fight until he's not. Or he does. Does that make sense? Like if he loses the fight, I don't think it's going to be like a back and forth. I think it'll be like, okay, Charles got him down, cut through him like butter, choked him out, and they go home.
That would be disappointing. That would be disappointing. I want to see some fighting. But the next fight, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to the women, Serrano and Katie for fighting. Yeah. That put women's fighting right on front stage, and it's probably the fight of the year easily. I don't think anyone would question that. But
incredible.
We got two other women coming up too. That's going to be an amazing fight, and one of them is one of my favorite women fighters in the world, in Rose. So I want to know what you're thinking about that. Do you think this is close? Do you think this is a fight that we should be worried about? As a fan of Rose, should I be worried about Rose? I
think you should be worried about it. That's good. From a betting standpoint, I do see some value on Carla here. I will say this. It's kind of difficult because we really haven't seen Rose fight somebody like Carla in a really, really long time. And I know what everybody's going to say. The fans of the sport are going to say, yeah, but she beat Joanna, who beat Carla, and then she beat Weili Zhang, and I agree with that. But all those women are elites in the division. The problem with that is they're all strikers, right? And Rose historically has had issues fighting wrestlers. If you look at the two people that have given her the most problems as of late, would have been Jessica Andrade, and then Weili. It was a split decision in the last fight. Weili scored 5 takedowns on Rose, and I think if you put Carla and Weili in a wrestling match with the singlet and shoes on, I think Carla runs a seminar on her, and it's not even close, So I think Carla's wrestling is going to pose some really, really big problems for Rose. And I'm not saying Rose is not going to win, because obviously her striking is superb. She's a phenomenal athlete, and she's gotten so much better. There's a lot of unanswered questions for me in this fight on the Rose side, and I'm really anxious for this fight. I'm really excited to watch this one, but I do think Carla's going to cause some problems.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Rose. It feels like she's never out the conversation. She's never out.
Agreed.
So
agreed. She's incredible. I just think stylistically, this is going to be one of her more difficult matchups in a while.
Someone in chat says she's already lost to Esperanza, so she's looking to get revenge one time.
Yeah, that was in 2014. It's hard to, you know what I mean? We're talking about 7 years ago. It's hard to say anything with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like what is it? It's like when you talk about Adesanya losing, getting knocked out years ago. That doesn't matter about Adesanya right now as a fighter.
No. Yeah, it's two different fighters. So.
Yeah. All right. So who do you have? So you have Rose do you have Rose in a tight one, or do you have Rose actually losing as a fight? And remember, this is just as a fight. We're not talking about betting.
I'm gonna take Carla.
Wow, you're gonna take Carla at plus 170. You hear that right now, chat? You hear that? James Krause comes at you with already an underdog win.
Yeah, I would if you told me on Monday Rose wins decisively.
It wouldn't be surprising. It wouldn't be surprising if she won.
Not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
Surprising. It's sad to say this, but the next fight, I think everyone who likes UFC in my chat would understand, though. It's gonna be hard to see Tony Ferguson going in there against Michael Chandler. That's gonna be tough as a fan who respects Tony so much.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a destruction.
I can't see it. I have too much respect for Tony to even say he's gonna lose, but boy, it's gonna be a tough battle to go in there with Michael Chandler. Yeah. But I tell you one thing, one thing Michael Chandler gonna do, he's gonna give you a fight and he's gonna give you a show. Either he's gonna get beat up, or Tony's gonna get beat up, or both of them gonna get beat up.
Yeah, I don't think Tony's got it anymore, man. He's fallen off a lot, and I just think the years of abuse and the miles are catching up with him. You know, Chandler's an athlete. I think he's too fast for him. He's got too much power. I like Chandler even at the current line it's at. I think there's value on him.
I mean, it's crazy to look at Tony's career through these numbers, and you don't understand. You don't understand. You know, it's crazy how he's done it.
Like 12 in a row at one point or something crazy.
Before he fought Khabib, I think he was or gonna fight Khabib. Yeah. He had a long streak. So were you on Michael Chandler against Dan Hooker?
No, I don't think so. I think I was on.
Where I was always a non-believer in Michael Chandler just from switching over. Carl, he picked that one. He was like, "Oh no, Michael Chandler's gonna win." I was like, "No, I think Dan Hooker got it," and he proved us wrong, or proved me wrong.
I just thought Michael Chandler had it. I just felt like he had too much. It was too much hype, too much swag. He was feeding off the hype, and he had the skill. And I don't know. Maybe just for me being a professional athlete, I could just feel that he thought he had it. Like he felt confident. It's not more about even a confidence. It was not like a cocky confidence. It was like an actual confidence. He walked around like he knew he had enough.
He did. You were 100% correct on that.
Like I felt like when he was walking around, he was doing these interviews and stuff, and I didn't even really watch his fights. I didn't dive into him the way that Dan did with all his fights and his styles and who he's fought and how he fought them and who they fought and matching it up. I just went off him, walking around, and I was like, he didn't show confidence. He didn't show cocky confidence, or just the hype was getting to him. He felt like he knew exactly what he wanted to do, how he wanted to get it done, and he was going to go get it done.
That's some swag about him, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I felt like he was going to get it done, but it's going to be sad to see. I don't even have to ask you who's going to win, because I think we all know who we think.
Yeah, what's crazy is there's a lot of sharp action coming in on Tony. I just don't see it. I don't when we go back to talking about the path to victory, I just don't see how Tony Ferguson wins this fight.
I don't even know. After seeing him fight against other people who could submit and he didn't get it, I don't think Tony could do it. Personally,
yeah, I just don't see it anymore, man. I don't think he's got it anymore, unfortunately. And obviously, I respect. He's probably one of the top 5 lightweights of all time. He's in that conversation for sure.
No, for sure.
But I just don't think he's got it anymore, man.
Do you think he should stop after this?
Listen, man, I'm nobody to say.
You never say that to a fighter. A fighter is done when they want to be done. But do you think that?
For example,
I just feel he can't fight no lesser competition. It's not. He's Tony Ferguson. You know, you can't lower yourself to fighting less competition. It's either you fight the best or not, or don't fight no one.
The problem is like the way there's kind of an unwritten thing here, but the UFC kind of tiers their athletes, and once you get into a tier, you never go back down. So obviously Tony's in the A tier. You know what I mean? Like you just said it best. He's gonna fight the elites. Now I'm nobody to say this should ever be done or anything, but like for example, my favorite fighter of all time is on this card, Shogun Rua. I think he should be done. He's like, in my opinion, he's tarnishing his legacy. I do think he's gonna win this week, but I feel like his legacy is not what it was going to be at one point. But once again, who the fuck am I to tell somebody they should not be doing what they love to do anymore?
That's like us telling Cowboy to stop.
Yeah, and he's another one that's on that list too.
Yeah, and he's fighting the first fight on the main card. That's going to be with Joe. But before that, I want to get to one before we get to that, because I know we have some things to talk about there, because he's actually the favorite. Cowboy's the favorite to win that one. But Rua, Saint, who you think?
Rue. I like Shogun here. I do. I think both of them have looked fairly not their prime lately.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. I mean, we're talking about Shogun. Shogun's been around forever, so.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's been fighting since he was like 6. Like I grew up watching this guy fight, and it's like I legitimately like grew up watching this guy fight. You know, in his early 20s, and he's got to be pushing 40 now, and it's just incredible the length of career he's had and the wars he's been in, and is still able to like talk and formulate. I like him though, man. I think he's gonna end up cooking. We call him cooking him up. Cook up St. Peru and get him tired late into the fight. I think he's gonna win a decision.
He's a legend. I would love to see that happen.
I'm picking a lot this week.
Is he the favorite? No, he's actually the underdog.
No, underdog.
So you don't see Von Fluke, or that's what he over.
I hope not, bro. Shogun's got really good jiu-jitsu, man. I just can't imagine getting Von Flued by that dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's like a sucker. Like, he's catching, like, I don't know. I just can't imagine. Like, if you say to me, I'm going to Von Flue you, that's like comical. That's like, there's no way. Like, I'm not getting Von Flue. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way Von Flue is Shogun. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to say always and never, but I just don't see a scenario where Von Flue Shogun. I just don't see it.
A veteran should not be getting caught in those, like, especially someone like Rue.
Like if you watch this fight with, I think we would both agree that Paul Craig has way better jiu-jitsu than OSP, right? We would all agree with that.
Yeah.
Paul Craig is dangerous, man.
Yeah, but Shogun grappled with him, no problem.
True, yeah.
So someone said in our chat, asking you an opinion. Smoke says over 1.5 rounds for this one. What do you think?
Yep, I think so. I think if you're picking Shogun to win, I think it's going to be over 1.5 rounds for sure. So if you were, from a betting standpoint, parlay Shogun and over 1.5, if your sportsbook will let you parlay the fighter in the same over/under total.
Yeah, and that looks like to be. I mean, Shogun's like, just for all the bettors in chat, Shogun's plus 190, and then the overs plus 155 or minus 155. So you could probably get like plus 300 right there.
Yeah, that's good value there.
Yeah, you could value up. So, and the last one, obviously, we say Cowboy versus Joe. I mean, I don't know what you want to say about this, but what do you think about this fight?
Yeah, so for me, as a fighter, like looking at who I think is gonna win, it was a crapshoot. Like I don't know, I was like, I don't know who's gonna win. They're both just not the same guy anymore. But when you look at method of victory, who's got the best ways to win? I think Cowboy has way more ways to win than Joe does. Like if you say Joe Lazon wins, okay, how does he win? Like I'm asking you, like how would Joe Lazon win this fight? If I said, hey, Joe wins on Monday, you tell me how.
I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know really, truly, even if we say sub KO, I mean, he's 63. He's not subbing. He's not subbing him. He's not.
Unless he hits him first.
And if KO, obviously, as we all know, it only takes one shot, one good play shot. But I mean, Cowboy's too. He's too experienced. I seen him in his interview when he talked about Conor. He felt very comfortable about where he's at. You know, he's not. He feels pretty good about this one. He feels like this is a good.
Conor's a big puncher, though. You know what I mean? Like Joe's not known for his knockout power. The only way I see Joe beating him is if he hurts him and then subs him. But I don't see him submitting Cowboy. But if I tell you on Monday, I say, hey, Cowboy won. How would you think?
Cowboy, but the thing, he's so experienced. Cowboy has every other way of winning. He could decide whatever, because he'll take whatever opportunity you give him and to make the most of it.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. Cause I think he has way more ways to win than Joe does.
Yeah, like there's. I mean, for chat, just so you guys understand, and just so you can also see, James, it's like Cowboy's splits for his wins: 28% KO, 47% sub, 25% by decision. I mean, he shows he could win at all levels and any way possible. I mean, it's pretty easy. Very
well rounded. I think on the feet, Joe's gonna have to like sprint on him and like hurt him and then sub him. But Cowboy's got very, very underrated jiu-jitsu, man. Very underrated jiu-jitsu.
I mean, he's a legend. I mean, he's seen enough moves. He's seen enough counters. He's been in the gym long enough to know that he's seen everything almost. I just feel, it's just he's older. It's not the same as having a young Cowboy or having a.
Well, both of them have fallen off. You know what I mean? They're not their prime. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, wow.
Cowboy also trains jiu-jitsu. Like, he enters competitions all the time, right? That's like something he does on the side. So, like, he's gonna be. I don't think he gets caught in a submission.
Unless he's half knocked out, I don't. That's the only way I see Joe winning this fight is if he clubs him, and then somebody said in our Discord or the club and sub. I've never heard that. So, but Cowboy, I can see Cowboy knocking him out. I can see Cowboy catching him with a submission. I can see Cowboy winning a decision. You said this best, Cowboy's got way more ways to win. And when I look at who I'm gonna pick in this fight, path to victory is very important for me.
Yeah, I think that I just feel like I see your friend Kyle. What's up, Kyle? Yes, we're on with James. He's giving us, but I know you're a busy man. I know you have many things to do. I appreciate you taking time for our community and talking some UFC. But on the last question I want to leave you with, out of all the prelims, what will be your favorite prelim right now for the chat so they can make sure they tune in?
Yeah, let me see. Prelim card. Oh, I'll tell you what's going to be a really good fight is there's I'll give you two. Randy Brown versus Chaos Williams.
Wow, okay. Right here seems a close fight. Odds even show that it's pretty even.
Yeah. That's a banger. Like that both those boys can rack. They can both hit really hard. And then Brandon Royval versus Matt Snell. This would be like two goals. You just see like a ball of dust come up at the end. It'll be both those fights will be really exciting.
Everything, man. Matt Snell, he's pretty dangerous submission guy, right?
Both of them are. Brandon is a teammate of mine. That dude's got incredible jiu-jitsu, incredible striking. He's just a little buzzsaw coming at you. Like he's a maniac. Watching any of his highlight reels, the dude's spinning shit, other people. He's jumping at you. Like he's just. I imagine trying to fight a pissed off cat or something. Like that's what I would assume it'd be like. Yeah.
As someone said, Willie B in my chat says he put all his money on Randy Brown. Talk about it.
I like it. I like it a lot. Brown is a play for me this week as well. For me, when you look at, once again, we just go back to this path to victory, method of victory. And I feel like Brown is better everywhere. The one thing with Chaos, they don't call him Chaos for nothing. His right hand has got the death touch, man. And if he hits anybody with it, he can put anybody away with it. So it's basically... I feel like Brown is the better fighter, but it's can he go 15 minutes without getting clipped? That's what we're asking right now. And I think he's going to. He's pretty tough to find usually. He's a long fighter. I think he's going to look to grapple here. If anybody that fights Chaos, they're going to look to grapple. He's just got too much power to stand with. So I think Brown will get this done. There might be a couple scary moments, but I think he'll get it done.
The only thing that worries, I'm looking at their stats now. 78-inch reach for Randy Brown, but 77-inch reach for Chaos.
Yeah, they're both long, man. But so another thing you have to look at is that doesn't always tell the whole story, right? Randy fights really long. Chaos really doesn't. I know the reach is one thing, but you can have guys with long reach fight short and short guys long.
Yeah, you got the guys usually fight Mexican style. You see sometimes Muhammad Ali was an expert at range control with straights and jabs, and he would only come in when he had to. He'll step right back out. That's why he was swift with his feet. He know if he gets too close, it was going to be too much pounding for him, too much punishment he was going to take.
Yeah, and that's what you're dealing with. Like Brown he fights long too. Chaos, he's just looking for that heater, man. He's trying to give the Ambien out, put you away for the night.
He put the melatonin in his gloves. James, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for spending time with our community. Appreciate
Real quick. We also got some boxing. Who you on?
Oh,
Canelo inside the distance or?
I mean,
man, Canelo getting him out of there, bro. I don't know why we keep talking about Canelo like this.
I don't know if Canelo's gonna get him out of there. I think Canelo's gonna beat him, but I don't know if he's good, man. I don't know if Canelo's gonna get it. I don't want to say I'll be surprised, but I will be impressed. How about that? I'll be impressed if Canelo gets him out of there before the bell's over.
Okay, that's something.
Okay. I had, you know what's funny? I had who did Canelo just fight? I'm so sorry. He just fought
I forget his name too. Here, let me look it up.
I don't think it was great.
Yeah, who is it? I don't know, but I know that I feel like Canelo every time I say Canelo not gonna knock someone out, he knocks them out. So I'm on the Canelo hype now, where it's like I just got Caleb Plant. Yeah, I knew him.
Plant's good too. I mean,
I knew, but I was like, he gonna get him out of there.
Yeah, Plant just doesn't have the power to stop. You know?
And it wasn't anything against Caleb Plant. It's just Canelo's like one of those people who is just
Terminator.
Yeah, it's just like, and it has nothing to do with Caleb Plant not being good. Caleb
one of my
Plant's
favorite.
he's one of the best fighters in the world. It's just you ran into that one guy.
There's like Canelo and then everybody else.
Yeah.
And last, who you think? I know the fight's not even announced yet. It's not gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. But Bud Crawford, Errol Spence, from a fighter's perspective.
Gosh.
And I'm friends with Bud.
I love both these guys a lot.
It's hard to go against Bud. Every time you think Bud ain't gonna knock someone out, it's just like he just.
I'm a big fan of his. I've been watching that dude for a long time. God bless, man. That's a tough one. It is tough to pick against him, but like I look at Errol's his defense is so good too. That's a really tough one, man. I might have to. Yeah, I'll not answer that one. I don't know.
What about this?
I think I got down.
We'll bring you back when it gets closer to the fight, and you tell me what you think after seeing some workouts and stuff like that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Deal.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Well, James, I appreciate you. Is there anything, Dan? Is there anything chat wants to ask before we let James go?
I know we got a lot of bettors in chat, so I'm gonna post James' Discord on there. Dude, you make your money back real quick. If you're of age and you can bet, man, join the Discord. He gives out free picks. They've hit like the last 5, maybe one miss or something by like a small thing. I think I missed on one, but dude, he hit some. I hit a plus 3,000 with James.
3,000.
Yeah, plus 3,000 odds. That's crazy. If you know betting, that's crazy. So,
Who's homeboy you were betting on, Dan? And I was watching UFC with you, but obviously on stream we can't show it or you can't hear it. There was this guy. I was like, Dan, that guy's gonna win. Why? He just looks cool.
Chris Barnett, because he was dancing out. We were watching him, and we were like, "Oh, this guy's got it," and he hit the big.
Barnett has to stop backing up. He's pushing John Vellante back with some combinations, and then he lets John Vellante back into the fight. Oh, my goodness. Vellante down, covering up.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Chris Barnett trying to close out his first UFC win.
Oh, my goodness.
Barnett.
Oh, my goodness.
Got it, and he hit the big one.
Bro,
too.
I told Dan, was like, who do you think I should put money on him? I'm like, Dad, look at him. He's gotta win.
All kinds of swag.
It looked bad though for a while. It looked really bad for a while. I was like, damn, faith. It's like Dogecoin. Faith. It's faith. James, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. As always, we would love to have you here again if you would love to, and the community sends their love and appreciation as well.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you, big dog.
That's it.
Man, that was awesome. Chat, there we go. From a legend himself, we got some picks for UFC. So if you guys want to make some money betting on UFC, James Krause is one of the best in the business at it. And if you don't believe it, Dan himself says it.
He hit Mike Jackson. It was some guy that he like. I read all his stuff in his Discord, and he says like, okay, this guy's should lose, but this Mike Jackson's a plus 700, and the other guy could get knocked out. So I bet like Mike Jackson to win by knockout in the first round. It turns out the other guy gets disqualified in the first round, and it was a plus 3,000 hit. So I mean, dude. You can't get mad at that. So James really breaks down the fights. Y'all heard him, so he's like really knowledgeable. So
no, he's
cool
he's amazing.
Get some insight.
He's amazing, and shout out to Dan too, chat. I definitely want you guys to put W in the chat for Dan. That's one of Dan's good friends, so appreciate Dan that your friend can make some time for us.
I know Carl's like you. I mean, you guys saw it. Carl's a big fight fan. He's always interested in boxing, UFC. So it's like nice to see this side of. Like just insight on what we watch.
For sure, and it's different coming from an actual expert than just from us as fans who are like real diehard fans. So it's cool. Rare W for Dirt Dan. I know headshot. Isn't that wild?
Hey little mama, yeah, you heard about me. I'ma pop you like a pea, yeah, at a mommy. Yeah, feel so hot like I'm chilling on the beach. Yeah, baby in the sun like the Teletubbies.